Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the DotaPit League Season 2 group stages. It is Team Empire versus Team Secret here on DotaPit. Of course, twitch.tv/DotaPit is where you can find us on Twitch. We're here, game number 1 of a 2-game series. Of course, we've had a lot of drama, a lot of crazy things happen over the past couple of days in Dotaland. Of course, C9 Alliance dropping out of some tournaments, as well as Mushi leaving his team of Team Malaysia, and a couple other players leaving as well. Resolution no longer with Empire here. And now Empire without Mag, without Resolution, without Vangscore, the squad that was so good for so long. We'll have to see how they play up as we do jump into the game. Of course, my name is Mont. With me today is going to be F4L. F4L, man, how the hell are you?
I'm doing good today. Should be a pretty good game. I think Team Secret are pretty heavy favorites, as Empire's sort of a... I wouldn't say they're a mix because they've added Solo, who's been a really strong player for them since Vanscore left, but now that Resolution and Mag are no longer with the team, it's not the same Empire that we're used to seeing.
No, it's far and away from what they were before TI4 when they were winning all those tournaments. But at the same time, this is still a team that has a lot to prove. Obviously, they're still pretty good. I think in terms of standings, they're up there right now. In fact, I'll throw up the overlay in just a second. But they're facing off against a team in Secret that is arguably trying to be one of the best in the West. And they've proven that with a second-place finish at Star Ladder. Obviously, with the first-place finish in the European online stages to the Summit, where they'll be heading to LA in December. So, I mean, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I think there's some factors here. There's some variables that are they're all over the damn place, really.
Yep. And yeah, like you said, I think when you think about teams in the West, you think EG, Secret, and C9 right now. So Secret definitely in the top 3. And looks like they're going to pretty much go with their standard first pick, picking up that Elder Titan after the Wisp gets banned. Anytime that either the ET or the Wisp are available, they're going to go ahead and pick up one of those heroes for no tail. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they have great success with this hero.
They dominated Star Ladder with this pick, with Elder Titan. They went to town with it, and it's not your usual off lane or even your mid from what it used to be back in the day. Playing it as a support now is something that some people do, and apparently for Team Secret, it's very successful for them, as you've mentioned.
Yeah, pretty much EG, the only team that's been able to sort of figure out how to beat the Elder Titan support in Star Ladder, so be interested to see what Empire chooses to pick against it. So you're going to go ahead and first pick the Razor. Pretty standard. I mean, the hero is still exceptionally strong. Although we actually, I would say in the most recent Western games, we haven't been seeing a high priority on the Razor pick. Sometimes it dropping down even into the second pick and ban phase. So
5 seconds remaining.
But I still think that the hero is definitely worth a first pick or ban. So
I think he's certainly still very good.
Yep.
And they'll pick the puck as well for Empire. We've talked about this a lot. This has usually been an off lane for most teams.
Mm-hmm.
We've still seen the mid puck come out occasionally, but a lot of teams really love to play this in the off lane. DK Phobos played it yesterday in the off lane, and he did some work, man. Like, Virtus Pro Polar, they dropped the series 1-1, but at the same time, Phobos was a relenting force, or a non-relenting force, I should say, as an unrelenting force, as he was going crazy, getting ridiculous coils. He had a blink dagger at like 12
10
minutes or
seconds
something.
remaining.
He had a really good time, and I hope to see this played in the offlane yet again, but could be mid as well. So
Yep, definitely a really great offlane hero.
Reserve time.
It's sort of fallen out of popularity in the mid lane just because it doesn't scale as well as other mid laners. And I think that's really the reason for its drop in popularity in the mid lane. You do get up the faster blink so you can snowball a little harder, but you tend to fall off at that 30 to 40 minute mark.
Right. So, and giving the mid farm, you'd rather have somebody that can snowball and continue to farm up and continue to get items rather than somebody that can maybe get a blink dagger and then from there just kind of like, I guess maybe I'll get like a hex or something, a Yule Scepter, but...
Yeah. The only team really to be playing it mid a lot is C9 with Fata, but they usually pick it with a very strong one position carry, so there's a bit of give and take there. But
create a lot of space, make sure that person gets some farm, but at the same time, we don't know what Team Empire are going to do with this. They have the puck now. We'll see who plays it. We'll see who plays it where. Nature's Prophet's going to be the choice for Team Secret, so perhaps an off-lane Nature's Prophet. This would be kind of greedy if it was going to be the 4 position Furion. I don't expect it to be, but with Secret, I don't really know. I mean, I feel like Secret have this interesting draft strategy, and of course with Puppey, you don't really know what you're getting when you see him drafting either. So
it's definitely going to be an off-lane Nature's Prophet, just because that's just how they play it. Their heroes, they like having Simba. Simba pretty much, he's played 4 heroes, I think, regularly. The Nature's Prophet, Timbersaw, Tide, and Doom. And so, whenever we see the Nature's Prophet, most likely going to be for Simba. I don't think they've actually ever run a 4-position Nature's Prophet on this team, but it's probably, and the other reason why I say it's unlikely is because they already have the Elder Titan, so running an Elder Titan Nature's Prophet support combo would be...
That doesn't sound great.
Really awkward. Yeah, they wouldn't have any kill pressure or lane presence in the early game, so...
There's like no real hard disable. I mean, you have Sprout and Echo Stomp; those aren't very reliable half the time. And I'm not sure how I would feel about it. Your laning presence, Elder Titan can't really zone anybody out. Nature's Prophet's going to be in the jungle half the time. So no, I imagine you're probably right. It's going to be in the offlane more than likely. So we'll see another ban. The Ancient Empress of the Doom banned out for Team Secret, and Team Empire have one more ban to go. As they have already banned out the Zeus. Kind of the flavor of the month along with the Necrophos. Enigma picked up for Empire. Necrophos obviously picked up a lot for Kuroki. I've seen Kuroki play a decent amount of heroes. He has such a wide hero pool. And obviously that helps that he can play the support role as well as the carry role so damn well. We'll see what he grabs. I mean, I've seen him play Medusa if they want to go for the hard carry. Anti-Mage has been played as well. I mean, he's got everything that you could possibly think of under his belt, so...
Yeah, Empire definitely doing their homework for this game. They go ahead and ban out the Zeus. We saw Team Secret put on a clinic. I've seen them do it several times where they have the Zeus mid comboed with the Elder Titan. And when you get the Spirit on someone, the Zeus nukes just do so much damage. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous how much damage Zeus can do with an Elder Titan. And they go ahead and ban out the Necrophos, as well as picking up the Enigma. Sort of a denial pick, as well as just getting it for themselves, as Puppey, probably one of his favorite heroes, always puts on strong performances with the Enigma. So a denial pick, as well as giving them, a bit of greed for themselves. So
I like the Enigma here, though, because you can always... I mean, you're going to have pressure from the Razor. You're going to have pressure from the Puck. They can rotate around, and they can grab kills early on. It's not like you have to sit in lane and have, like, a hard-farming hero like a Medusa. They could pick that up later if they wanted to. They still need a really strong laning support, but for now, I think the Enigma choice is good. Team Secret, like you talked about, they don't get that Zeus pick. That could have been damn good for them. Yeah, I mean, you talked about the amount of damage with Elder Titan. It's actually it's gross. But they go for the Keeper of the Light instead, and this is going to be probably Puppey's hero here, more than likely.
Pretty standard Secret hero. They really like the Coddle because it gives them... They can spam all their spells with the Chakram. It gives them really good late game presence with the Recall, and it's very hard to push into this Coddle Elder Titan combination when you have the Illuminate and the Astral Spirit. I mean, the creep waves just die, so how do you push into that? I mean, do you buy a pipe and a mech, and then you mech the wave and then pipe it, and then you hope that you can do some damage to the towers during that time? But I mean, it's an extremely hard combination to play against, and they're probably...
I think you got to cross your fingers and you have to hope to kill Puppy many times and make sure that he's not in position to defend when you're pushing up the high ground. But that's easier said than done, man. Like, he's going to be pretty slippery, even on a keeper with a light. It's not going to be easy to take down. So,
Yeah, they're probably going to pick some sort of hard carry. Usually, I think they pair this with the Medusa. Generally, when I've seen it, because you can have even more effective HP on that Medusa with the full Chakram, which gives an additional 300 max mana restore at level 4. So, quite effective. Empire are going to go with the Gyrocopter, so giving themselves some additional AoE teamfight and damage with the Black Hole and Call Down. Could be pretty sick, but...
good laning presence. Flat Cannon as well can destroy those treants, which are going to be really annoying to deal with later on in the game. We can see some homing missile levels as well, which we saw yesterday, and we see more often recently, but... He's pretty good early game. He's pretty good late game. He's a hero that's pretty balanced. Honestly, he used to be ridiculous, but at this point in time, Gyrocopter, I think, fits really well with this lineup. You get a Black Hole. You talked about the call down. You have one on top of him, and boom, you're just going to die. But Anti-Mage is going to get picked up for Team Secret. And
so you're going to go with the Anti-Mage this time.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody can farm as fast as a Kuro AM. That just seems kind of ridiculous. It's almost like he's breaking the game at some points with how fast he can farm across the map, especially with a Keeper of the Light. Recall him to another lane across the map. You have Nature's Prophet split pushing, the global presence, and the amount that Anti-Mage is going to be able to farm, if he's not pressured, is going to be ridiculous. It's actually just going to be absurd.
Yep. So they're going to go with the AM instead of the Medusa. Sort of interesting. I was actually more expecting a Medusa grab, but not... They wouldn't have the best synergy with the Medusa Stone Gaze, as they don't really have much physical damage on top of that, as they have a lot of AoE magic damage with the Wrath of Nature Global, the Illuminate, and the Astral Spirit. So having the Anti-Mage, it gives you, I wouldn't say extremely strong late game, because I think at this point Team Empire actually has the super late game secured with the Enigma, Razor, and Gyrocopter. And, Anti-Mage, he has a very interesting power curve. He's extremely strong once he gets to the 6 items, and he gets to them probably faster than anyone else if he's allowed the space. But once you get into that super late game, like beyond the 60-minute mark, he sort of tends to drop off just because, for one, he's a melee hero, and two, pretty much the only thing, he always has to keep a Battle Fury, so that pretty much makes one of your slots not as effective in the late game. So
it's like the 35 to 40 minute mark is where he really thrives, and from there on out, he'll have some decent time as well. But like you talked about later on, not so much. But I imagine with Team Secret's lineup, they shouldn't have any trouble pushing into the base if they can find a couple of pickoffs. Although Flat Cannon, Razor, and even like Enigma and Puck, they have good wave clear, obviously. But will they be able to stop the pressure from Team Secret? That's the question. And the answer we'll find out. Bane is picked up for Team Empire's last pick, so good support in lane coming out. The Beastmaster for Team Secret. Oh, man. This is something I was not expecting. I was actually just watching the Captain's Draft tournament. They picked up a Beastmaster. Like, well, yeah, that makes sense. It's CD. I mean, you're going to see Beastmaster.
So it's going to be an S4BM.
Yeah, that's great. Roar against the Enigma is going to be huge. One of the reasons why I think they picked up the hero, because they needed someone to deal with the Black Hole. But other than that, I mean, just for ganking as well, this could do a lot of damage early on. And it's one of those heroes that's really effective around that 20, 30, even 40-minute time when Anti-Mage is going to get really farmed. So,
also, it's quite good against with comboed with the Nature's Prophet. You can get up the global, with the Nature's Wrath, and then you can TP onto a Beastmaster Hawk, like near where Beastmaster is, and Beastmaster can initiate a fight. And you can go for a pick-off play with the Beastmaster Nature's Prophet. So they will have some synergy there, and they're going to have a lot of global presence with the Nature's Prophet and Keeper of the Light recall. So I expect to see maybe even a bots coming out from the Beastmaster. We've seen that quite a few times before, and it would give them so much map control this game.
It almost feels like when you pick a Beastmaster, you'd see a Tinker come along with it. The old, I guess, what was it? Quake for strategy, whatever you want to call it at that point in time. Beastmaster, now that he's picked here, I agree with you completely. They're going to try to put some pressure all over the map. This is not your typical Nature's Prophet, Anti-Mage, let's rat Dota type of a team. It's more of a let's kill people as much as possible. And for Team Secret, that shouldn't be too difficult, but with Team Empire, we'll see how they play. Again, this is the first game here in a 2-game series between Team Empire and Team Secret. Team Secret currently 2-0 in the DotaPit League Season 2, winning their only match. I forget who it was against, but at the same time, they have won. And they'll look for a 4-0 here and to move up. But Team Empire, they're setting at 4-2, I believe. And they're looking to continue on with their nice performance here in Group B. And we have a pause, apparently. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like we had some disconnects. Reconnects back into the game. I didn't know you could pause during this.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can pause as an observer in console.
I think we're resuming the game. Are we ready to go? I'm not sure. Solo seems to be resuming it. What's going on? All right, we're picking up our heroes. Finally, we get in the game. We did it, man. We're here. We've arrived. All right, good stuff. So, again, 2-game series for DotaPit. Thanks for joining us, guys. Shout out to the sponsors, Twitch, Sennheiser, Sapphire, Tessero, and, of course, AMD. So, we will jump into the game, and so far the lineup's looking pretty standard. So, for your Empire squad, we're going to have Silent playing your Gyrocopter. We'll have Solo playing your Bane up at the top lane as well. Always Wanna Fly going to be heading to the jungle on the Enigma. It's going to be Scandal playing your Razor, and down bottom, the off-lane Puck played by Yoki. That'll round out your Empire Dire lineup.
And on the side of Secret, we're going to have Puppy playing the Keeper of the Light, Kuroki playing the Anti-Mage, Big Daddy No-Tail on the Elder Titan, Secret playing the mid lane Beastmaster, and Simba in the off lane Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, he's got boots first as well, some regen, so... And looks like, they're going to do a Puppy Kuroki down bottom here with the Elder Titan as well to help out. They're going to, I think, ward real quick with No-Tail and then head back to the bottom lane. But yeah, mid Beastmaster up against the Razor. This matchup is somewhat difficult, but they might get bored to help him with making sure the static link isn't going to be too big of an issue. I'm not sure.
I actually think Beastmaster can actually do quite well in this lane if he opts for the early Boar points, because Boar is actually extremely difficult to deal with as a range hero. It actually tanks so many auto attacks, and it's going to prevent him from linking and getting a long duration link off. So Puppy does find the ward placed by Yoki in the offlane, so going to go ahead and deward that up. Put a lot of extra pressure onto this Puck now that he doesn't have any vision of these supports.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult. And what are the chances that Puppy gets an early point in Mana League just to make sure that Yoki can't really jaunt away?
I would say fairly low because he's in against an Enigma, and I actually expect him to play extremely greedy in this jungle because I think he's just going to stack and farm the jungle. Maybe start pulling first, but going to be looking to play extremely greedy in this jungle as they are in against an Enigma, and they didn't actually take any sort of measures to slow down the Enigma at all. No, so
they didn't put any wards in his jungle. He's just going to have free farm here, and he probably could get to a very fast mech if that's what Always Wanna Fly is going to go for. We'll have to wait and see. So, S4 surprisingly is winning the mid lane, but it is early. He does have his bottle already, and he will be able to crow if necessary. He's got 4 last hits, a lot of that with axes, obviously. Top lane. This off lane is not too bad for Simba, even if he gets nightmared up. He's got boots, so if he gets Rocket Barrage, he should be able to run away decently well. Homing Missile might be an issue, but already there's only 1 point in Rocket Barrage, so we'll see how that plays out. And as far as everything else goes, it's just Farm Central. Although Scandal is licking a lot of damage from S4, as you can see. I'll take a hit, but it's only 35 damage, actually, at its first level, so not too bad. And Scandal actually got kind of low by doing so. He's got to be careful.
Yep. It looks like Puppy does stack the small camp and is able to clear that out with the Illuminate and the Creep Wave assistance. And gonna probably just see him be as greedy in the jungle as possible, like I said, just because he's against an Enigma. And he can't really zone out this Puck, to be completely honest. I mean, sure, he could spam some Illuminates, be sort of annoying, but they don't really have any kill pressure in this offlane.
No, it's difficult. They really need Stomp, and even with that, I mean, there's no real way. There's no 100% guarantee you're going to lock this Puck down to get a kill. It's just too hard. Big Daddy is going to try to right-click him down, but it's not the easiest thing. Now, the question is, what does Puppy go for in terms of itemization? Is it going to be that early mech like you see on an Enigma in the jungle?
For Puppy?
Yes.
Yeah, most likely. I think every time I've seen them run this Coddle, I think he just plays extremely greedily in the jungle, sometimes going for the Tranquil Boots first. I've also actually seen Mana Boots quite a few times coming out from Puppy on the Keeper of the Light, just so that he can mostly focus all of his chakras on his allies, and it actually gives you a lot more mana sustain.
Such selfless play also, just to see arcanes come out. Like, it's so hard to like not chakra yourself. Like, listen, wait your turn, I'll get to you in a second. All right, but no, he's actually just, and that's the way he always plays. I feel like in the jungle with his enchanters, with his Chen, he'll throw up a creep mid and just try to win that matchup for whoever's playing. So he's done a nice job. Meanwhile, Kuroki jumping in, Yoki has to jaunt away. The right click coming up, the mana break is there. This would take too much harass coming through. We'll see if Kuroki goes for the Brainy build. He has 3 points already, 1 into each of the abilities. Let's see if he gets stats next. So he's going to go on to Yoki again. Just blinks over 1 right click and then back to the lane, it looks like. He does have 9 last hits, so Kuroki's not having the best time in this safe lane, whereas 12 last hits coming up for the Gyrocopter, 20 last hits for Scandal mid. And going toe-to-toe, the boar is dead on the ground. Strewn across, but already the carnage happening.
So he is going for that 2 points in boar with the 2 points in axes. I expect him to see... I would actually expect to see the boar being maxed first in this matchup, just because it gives you probably the best chance of winning or going... Well, I mean, he has no chance of winning this lane, I think, but at least going somewhat even in this lane.
It's like playing... Oh, hold up. Thought he's going to use the static link coming in. Scandal. It's getting like 42 damage, about 56. Yeah, that's going to be the amount of damage. And S4 doesn't seem to mind. But
this lane is really rough from S4. He's at 10 CS to the 22 of Razor. And maybe not... Maybe he should have opted for a Stout Shield, perhaps. Not entirely sure, but really struggling right now in the mid lane.
I think he could do okay. It's almost like a DK, but he doesn't have that level 6 comeback potential with your Elder Dragon form. He can't really push down towers. The best he could do is try to gank, and he doesn't have level 6 yet. Meanwhile, Yoki down bottom continues to get harassed. He's got 700 gold with his boots already done, so not too bad for the puck. Scandal has 27 last hits, like we talked about. The Enigma is free farming the jungle, obviously, as his Soul Ring already completed. Top lane, it looks like they might be looking for a Chakra here on Simba. I don't think they'll try to gank, not with Puppy anyway. They could try to pressure Silent, but right now it's mostly just get Simba his farm. Puppy will roam around the map and...
Wow, and Kuroki is only sitting at 16 CS at 5 minutes in the game, so... I haven't been paying much attention to this safe lane, but they've been harassed. I mean, Yoki doing a really good job at denying CS from Anti-Mage. I mean, being at 18 is a safe lane tri-lane against a solo hero is really not something that you want to see happening.
No, it's been a bit rough. It's unusual, I think, to see Kuroki in this situation, but he can get back rather quickly, assuming he gets his Battle Fury at a decent time. I mean, he can still have that happen. Not the best start. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's going to be a static leak. Scandal going on S4. Is S4 going on Scandal to take first blood? Absolutely. He used his roar. He gets the kill. The boar was there as well, and S4 comes in and draws first blood with the Beastmaster. The Axe is doing a lot of the work there. That's actually huge coming up for S4.
Yep. Boar playing a huge role there. He couldn't run away, so he tries to focus the bear, but it's a little bit too late, and S4 are going to go ahead and secure that first blood solo kill, and really, I mean, really well played by him. He's in a very difficult matchup, is able to get that kill, and that pretty much evens the gold in the mid lane.
Top lane, Simba getting Rock Brush. Puppy's low as well. They'll take a return kill coming through, and they get the last hit on Simba as well with Solo coming in. 2 dead, so as soon as they get first blood for Secret, Silent strike back. The Empire... Oh, God. You know what? I almost made that pun. I'm really glad that I didn't. Oh, God. All right.
I thought about saying that before this series.
Well, I don't want to fail fish on my hands. Yoki's going to get Astral, but he's fine. It looks like he's going to jaunt away, and Kuroki's not going to go any further. Although he has Mana Void, there is still plenty of mana to work with, so... He's actually done more harassing, I think, than farming in this lane. He's got 28 last hits, so... He is catching up, I guess, to a certain extent, but he's still pretty far behind. Solo is going to pause.
There's some creeps here for Dire. I'm kind of confused.
I don't know what happened there. They're running down. I need to get to the tier 3 tower. Please. This is my mission. No, he's actually just going to die to the tower, unfortunately. But, yeah, that offlane, Simba going down for the first time was kind of interesting, and now he's actually headed to the jungle here. He has a belt of strength. He's got the boots of speed as well, so...
And if we go ahead and look at the gold, about 3,000 for Empire, 2,500 experience. Pretty much solely coming out from the Enigma, and I would also say they did very well in these lanes in terms of CS. If we look at the CS difference in the mid lane, it's going to be about 20 CS difference there. The safe lane, Silent about 10 CS ahead of Kuroki in the safe lane. So Empire doing really well during this laning stage, but I mean it's sort of to be expected with how greedy Secret picked, especially with these two support heroes, with the Elder Titan and the Coddle. Not really support heroes that can get much done during the laning phase.
They're really holding out for that, again, that 40-minute mark where Kuroki's going to be at his best. And at some point, you have to wonder when Empire put the pressure on, because this is a really good start to them. I wouldn't say they won every lane, but they came about as close as possible to doing so. Because obviously, Yoki's not going to get free farm up against the anti-mage. However, he did a really good job of making sure Kuroki is just not having a good time. Phone is the issue for Empire, as they say. And the horse comes out.
Phone.
Listen, man.
Oh,
I think we're good.
Boy.
Just a quick phone call. Sometimes it's important. And here we go. Back into the game we go. 7 minutes underway. S4 sitting mid now. And that first blood, I think, really gave him a lot to work with. Otherwise, this would have been a really rough lane, like you mentioned, for S4. But getting the kill onto Scandal, making sure he stops the CS. It does a little bit. He has Roar again if he wants to go gank. He has Bottle, an Illusion Rune. He's also got pretty much 1,300 gold, so he's getting closer and closer to a Blink Dagger if he wants to pick that up. Which I think should be his first item. Maybe? I'm not sure.
On S4?
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely the Blink Dagger first. Unless he wants to go for some other build like a Necrobook, but I think we're going to see that Blink Dagger just so that he can set up some kills, possibly with the Furion, where he blinks ults, and then he gets the ult from Furion as well as the TP support.
They're going to try to gank right now in Scandal. They've got 3 heroes mid. They're going to look for the Roar here. And S4 is going to walk up to the high ground. There's the Plasma Field going in. Roar getting canceled. The Astral Spirit is going to go. And it looks like it was just a bit off the target there, so they couldn't get a gank going. And there's actually a wraparound Smoke coming in from the Enigma as well as the Band. And S4 getting caught out. The Nightmare is going to go. They're probably going to Malphite him as well. And Brain Sap will fly. S4, he's going to run up and always want to fly, but this is not going to go well. They have to cancel the TP coming in from Simba. And a bit unfortunate that S4 walks right into Doom, essentially. Meanwhile, the wraparound Yoki mid looking for Big Daddy. Not going to catch him out, though.
And, you know, something that I didn't actually consider was how, since in this patch, Wild Axes have been completely moved to physical damage, and they do 160 each, so giving them 220 total physical damage is actually pretty huge when you have an Elder Titan, as it's going to reduce 100% base armor. As it looks
like. Going in, Static Link, Simba, Silence, waiting, Rift got off right as Yoki got up to the high ground. Big Daddy No Tail getting chased down as well, but they're not going to go for him. They're already putting pressure on the top tower. And Silent is looking for a call down or a rocket barrage. The Boar's going to pull the creep wave back. Solo's going to brain sap. Roar is not available, and he's just going to TP away. Solo should stay alive here. Tower's still taking damage, but I don't know if they'll be able to take it. Silent's getting chased down by the Astral. Now they're trying to converge. Simba looking for a sprout. He's going to fight it, but there is going to be an immediate tango. Actually, it's a Quelling Blade coming out from Silent's Showercopter. Fantastic that he had that item ready to go.
And Quelling, an item that we sometimes see on Gyrocopter, I definitely think it's good this game with the tree sprout so that he can always make sure that he can get out of that. But it's going to allow him to clear up these Ancients or jungle stacks that much faster. Although it doesn't really look like there's any Ancient stacks at the moment, and Secret have complete knowledge of that with that well-placed ward.
This is a nice ward. I have not seen this one yet, but it certainly gives them a lot of vision.
I feel like that blocks the spawn as well.
That'd be pretty exceptional if it did. You're probably right, but
Radiant's top
we'll have
tower
to test that theory at some point. They do take the tier 1 tower top. It was actually just taken by the Dire. Meanwhile, mid lane, they're rotating on a Scandal. They have Sprout coming through. Simba is going to pop it up, and they will catch him out. Astral Spirit going as well. There's the Roar, the Axis as well, and Scandal is going to take a fall. It looks like the right click coming in, the Dream Coil as well. Illusory Orb, always want to fly. Black Hole's going to go. It's going to catch on it too, and they get the phase grip on Simba. Huge play from Empire. Call down's going to go. Simba is in some trouble. He's going to take a spill. Always want to fly. The Black Hole Master coming in. Double kill. Great setup from the Dream Coil from Yoki. What a turnaround in that fight.
The Empire are playing surprisingly well in this game. I mean, Yoki having a really good offlane game. You know, he was keeping up with the AM and CS in the early phase, but like we said, not a lot of pressure able to come out from the supports on Secret. Enigma doing a good job, just free farming away in the jungle. Mid lane, I would say Scandal did a really good job in the mid lane, although it's a pretty expected to win matchup. So
I like what Empire are doing now. They rotate down bottom. They know that they have to try to some way get this kill on Anti-Mage at some point in time. And Bane with the Fiends group will do just that, but
he's getting
they are
recalled away.
recalling him. Yeah, they're going to head towards the mid lane. They're going to have Kuroki farm mid, and this is just going to be happening throughout the entire game. So I think that despite Empire getting off to a fast start, Kuroki is going to be able to do what Kuroki always does and maybe farm up a Battle Fury and get to carrying this team, but he's still kind of far off from that. He needs his broadsword, which he actually has the money for. But
Radiant's bottom tower.
I think it's actually quite unfortunate for Secret that Kuroki had such a poor laning phase, like in terms of CS, because I think he could actually have his Battle Fury right now if he had been farming better.
He's already pretty close to it. S4 is going to get caught out. There's going to be the call down coming in. It's going to be on the edge. Does not connect with the Rocket Barrage will. And the Malefice helps secure the kill with Silent getting it done. And all the meanwhile, Scandal takes the bottom tier 1 tower. I really like how Always Wanna Fly has got involved in these ganks. He's not been passively farming the jungle, although he already has his mech. He'll have his tread soon. They've really gotten a couple of kills. And not only that, but they're getting involved with the Gyrocopter as well with Call Down and Rocket Barrage, who already has his Yasha.
Yep. And, I mean, Secret are actually in quite a difficult position. Down 7,500 gold, almost 6,000 experience, and it's not going to get any better for them anytime soon. They really need to get a couple items on this Anti-Mage so that he can start split pushing and applying a lot of pressure onto the side of Empire. But if it's only Anti-Mage against 4, I mean, they can just expend the Black Hole. You know, they have the Fiend script. Yeah. So they have a lot of tools that enable them to gank the Anti-Mage when he's split pushing. So
they're playing very solid Dota, and that sounds like a Mont noted it is, but I mean, Empire are in a position right now where they actually have a blink on Yoki at 12 or 13 minutes into the game. They're looking to push on to mid, and Solo is here, but he's getting scouted out by these treants. Sprouted out, if you will. Haha. S4 is looking to maybe throw up a roar here. 1,700 gold for him. He's going to try to get the blink dagger. He's still not there yet. So, I mean, Yoki already has a blink, whereas S4 is still behind in that category. And they will illuminate the creep wave, just blowing it up. And Stomp's going to hand it to Scandal. He's kind of low. They do have mech. The Earth Split is going to fly. Nature's Wrath goes as well. That actually wakes him up, I believe. And Scandal is going to back away. Silent, in the meantime, gets the kill on Kuroki down bottom. They Fiends grip him. I completely missed the kill. And I thought there was going to be action mid. Oh, well. They get it done. And he did not have his Battle Fury. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel like this game is actually slipping away from Secret. They're just a little bit too far behind for this strategy to work. I think maybe if they were only 5,000 gold behind and Kuroki had his Battle Fury already, then they might be in an okay place. But as it currently stands, I mean, Gyrocopter farming really well. They're finding the pickoffs they need. They're getting the towers and the map control, and just a really hard place.
Yoki gets roared up. Brainsap's going to go. S4's in some trouble. He's like, please, God, help me. Illusion Orb. And no, he's dead. Solo comes in, and Yoki helps pick up the kill. So when they get one kill or when they get room to farm, they just lose another one across the map. And I think this is really a rough situation to be in. I mean, Kuroki is going to finish his Battle Fury at maybe 15 minutes, and he won't even have treads at that point, which we used to talk about Battle Fury timings. We used to think 15 minutes was good. At least I did. But
well, it depends on if you go treads or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
he doesn't have those at this point. So,
generally, if you have free farm in the safe lane, it's like, if you go straight Battle Fury, it's like 11 minutes with boots.
No such luck this game for Kuroki. Tower's going to get denied, luckily, by No Tail. He does have Tranquils, he does have Soul Ring. But Illuminate's going to come through. Solo is looking for Fiends. He has it in 3 seconds. They're trying to find somebody. They're balling up, and they're trying to push down towers. And if they can take these tier 2s and put some pressure onto Kuroki and make sure he can't farm safely in his jungle, they're really going to have a tough time. Simba's going to go top. Battle Fury is now done at 15 minutes coming up for Kuroki, so he does have the comeback potential, but he has to avoid these Empire heroes. I mean, they could just kill him.
I mean, if you look at the vision of Empire, I mean, they're going to have so much vision of where Kuroki is. They have excellent wards right now.
They literally have wards just all over the enemy map. Really, it's just the jungle on their side of the river. I mean, there's this one aggressive ward coming out from Secret.
I actually really I really like this word when you're playing against an anti-mage, because not only does it give you vision of where anti-mage is, but it actually blocks 2 of the camps that anti-mage wants to farm. So it's going to actually limit his comeback potential, because usually when you're playing anti-mage and after you get the Battle Fury, you want to be farming your entire jungle every minute, as well as the Ancients, maybe even the enemy Ancients and one lane at the same time, and that's really how you get up your huge gold advantage.
Luckily, he's able to start farming the Ancients now. Again, like you talked about, though, the Magic Bush ward coming out, so this blocks a couple of the camps. It is easily counterable, but at this point, are they going to invest the money into these sentries? You look at it, Puppey actually only has a Fit Booster and a Tranquil Boot pickup. And in fact, No Tail has a Void Stone. I think he's going for a Yule's. I believe we've talked about this before. I think Elder Titan goes for Yule Scepter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It gives you a really easy combo with your Echo Stomp. So you just Yules, and then you Spirit, and then you Echo Stomp. It's a very good setup to get these kills, and probably the item that they're going to be looking towards to find pickoffs and try to get back into this game. So it looks like S4 and No Tail are going to try to find Scandal in the mid lane. Will they go for this dive?
He's underneath the tower. They could have mass TP rotations here. I think they have a Scout Hawk nearby.
This would be a mistake, I think, to go for this kill.
And they don't have... Do they have vision?
Scandal is actually extraordinarily tanky. He picks up the plate mail very early.
Roar's going to come in. There's the Earth Splitter, the Astral Spirit. Blink away. Solo is going to die. So that was a good kill. But the Dream Coil coming in. It's going to be on to 2. 1 breaks already. There's the call down going in. The Waiting Rift. And Puppey and Big Daddy are in some trouble. Rocket Barrage. Big Daddy's going to fall first. Puppey getting chased down. Silent gets a dominating spree. This does give, again, more room for Kuroki in the jungle, but at the cost of 2 of his heroes. And I guess they get the kill on Solo, but still. Kind of rough.
Yeah. So they do get 1 kill, but every time they're finding these kills, Empire always gets the better end of these exchanges because they have the counter initiation from Puck, who has been on point with these Dream Coils. They have massive AoE damage with the Enigma and the Gyrocopter, as well as the Razor Plasma Field, actually. And, I mean, Secret just don't have the tools right now to be taking these fights, but they almost have to be looking for pickoffs to come back into this game and to make space for Anti-Mage.
I mean, if they don't get pickoffs right now, they're just going to lose their towers one by one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fiend's Grip onto Simba. Call down goes. It wasn't long enough for the duration for the Fiend's Grip. Meanwhile, though, they're going to just throw up the Illusion Orb. Yoki comes and says, "How are you?"
Yeah.
Throws up the orb and gets the kill. And
I mean, the one good thing about all these small engagements is that they are creating a lot of space for Kuroki, and Kuroki, once these fights happen, he has information, which he can then use to farm the entire map. But, I mean, when you're on the wrong end of every trade and you're just getting farm on one hero, I mean, like we said, Empire have the tools to deal with a single core that's farmed. They have the grip and the black hole, so...
I mean, it would be better if there weren't really the late game cores that Empire have. I mean, you could talk about Scandal, he's maybe a late game core, but more so than anything else, the Gyrocopter late game is nothing to scoff at. I mean, he's got a BKB and a Yasha, and he can certainly right click when it comes down to it later on in the game. He could blow up the enemy team with a couple of flat cannon hits if he gets to like an MKB, maybe a Satanic at some point, like a Manta style, a Butterfly or something. I mean, they have potential. And on top of that, Puck is going to go for a Midas, which we saw yesterday from DK Phobos. So they're probably going to pick up a Hex for him. And then Anti-Mage is forced to think about what his itemization is. Do I go for BKB? This is before he even has a Yasha or a Manta style coming out for the Anti-Mage. So already he has to think about, what am I going to do to avoid dying later on in the game?
Mm-hmm. And I really have to say, I'm very impressed by Scandal's item choice this game. You know, usually we would see, you know, a point booster and then maybe a BKB or a point booster into Ags, but he intelligently goes for the plate mail, knowing that he's against this Elder Titan hero who, you know, his natural order reduces all of your base armor, but when you have the 10 armor on top with the plate mail, I mean, he has plus 13 armor, so only the 6 going to be reduced once that natural order is maxed, so still going to be tanky in these fights and not fall to the physical damage of Team Secret.
Yeah. And this just feels... It's certainly not over by any stretch of the imagination, but if you look at the net worth chart, man, like, look at this. This is actually just frightening if you're a Secret fan. There is one person in the top 5 for Secret, and that is Crow, which luckily he's at the second place position, but...
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Gyrocopter, he's already at 10K in net worth right now, and it's only going to get worse the more they lose, the more towers they lose, and eventually Empire are going to look to take Roshan as well. I mean, that shouldn't be too far off the radar, I think. I don't know when they take it, but they could get into the Rosh Pit pretty soon if they wanted to.
Mm.
Kuroki getting chased down. He's just gonna static link 112 damage, and Kuro's gonna TP away. And yeah, he's back to the base already. Well,
yep. And honestly, I don't even think Empire are in much of a hurry this game. You know, they have complete map control. They can pretty much do whatever they want. They can continue to farm up on all their cores. And it's pretty much going to be a 4-core versus a 1-core. Or I would say maybe a 2-core because you have the Furion as well. But, I mean, Furion having real struggles in this game. Not even up to the Maelstrom yet at 20 minutes in the game on top of his treads. And Empire are going to go ahead and just do the safe play. Go for the Roshan. Just get further and further ahead. They're in no real hurry this game. I think their late game is completely fine as they have the Enigma. I do miss that kill on...
I saw him walking over here. He was thinking about counterwarding the Sentry, and he just stood around there for way too long. I'm like, I don't know if he should be there solo. He goes down to Kuroki. He picks up a kill. That's actually pretty big. They were going to go for Roche, but now they're going to try to fight, or at least push this wave out mid.
They were actually unable to go for Roche because No-Tail was actually waiting for that Roche, and it looks like he was there the entire time, and he was just spamming the Astral Spirits and the Echo Stomps into the Roche pit. And you actually... I mean, it's actually quite difficult to tank Roshan when you're constantly getting spammed with these spirits and the Echo Stomp because, you know, you remove the armor, the magic resistance, so then these stomps are coming out and they're just doing so much damage, and they weren't able to tank up Roche, so they had to abandon that plan.
I mean, also they have the Scout Hawk, which is going to be over at Roche 90% of the time from S4 now. And they have a pretty good understanding that that's going to be a pretty big objective if they don't see anybody on the map, so... Empire, Silent and Yoki have carved out a little hole for themselves, a fortress, if you will. And they're going to try to get towards the lane. And luckily, Simba is sitting pretty far back. He does have his Maelstrom, by the way. And I don't know if he's going to get ganked or not. They don't have the Bane here yet. He's walking towards the lane currently. Yoki could always jump in and Dream Coil if he wanted to, but the Treant is going to scout him out. So, again, this is really, I think Simba's done a nice job of scouting with these Treants throughout the game. It's almost like Lycan Wolves to a certain extent, just kind of being annoying and getting vision. And this actually gives enough information for Secret to say, hey, maybe we can take a push down on bottom and try to go for this tier 1 tower. We'll see if Empire decide to rotate for this or try to push into the top lane. No.
Yep, so they are going to transition into this bottom push. Scandal picks up his Aghanim Scepter on top of his Plate Mail, so he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto the towers of Team Secret. I would actually like to see a pipe coming out for Empire on one of these heroes. I know they do have the mechanism on Enigma, but I would actually prefer to see a pipe coming out from Always Wanna Fly instead of this BKB. Secret have pretty good tools at dealing with the Black Hole, with the Roar and the Mana Void.
I mean, and you talked about this, and against a Keeper of the Light, it's almost inevitable that you're going to pick up the pipe anyways. And not only that, against the Astral as well. I mean, like, they have plenty of ways to dish out the magical damage for Secret. So, it's going to be an issue, but I don't know. Do you feel like Empire could put more pressure on? Because I feel like they're giving Kuroki a lot of time to farm here. And he's already back up to 173 CS. Again, he's very close to the net worth of the Gyrocopter now. He's about to lead pretty soon.
I think Empire don't actually need to put on pressure as long as they're keeping up with farm.
Or Silent in the bottom lane. Astral's gonna go. He's dead. They jump in. Kuroki got recalled as well. Always want to fly. He's looking for a black hole. He's gonna find it out to Kuroki, and now the static link going as well. They're gonna jump in. Waiting Rift is gonna go. Kuroki is in trouble. The Dream Coil. They're gonna pick up the kill. A core for a core. Carry for a carry. Kuro for Silent. And that'll be it as far as the trades are concerned. Although mid lane, they are pushing into the mid-tier 1 tower, and they probably will take this. Pretty interesting trade.
Fortified.
Secret have actually done a really excellent job in the last 5 minutes of this game. I mean, if you've watched their movement, they had Furion on the top lane. He was able to get the attention of 3 Empire heroes. They weren't actually able to end up killing him. You know, they scouted and stopped a Roshan attempt. They were able to put pressure on the bottom lane. They picked up a kill on Gyro, then transitioned into mid, which forced all of Empire's heroes back to defend, and they got a lot of pressure on the mid tower. They're actually doing a really good job considering their deficit, and they've actually clawed back 2,500 gold worth in the last 5 minutes, and a decent amount of experience. So they're actually being extremely efficient with their map movement, and like I said, I think it's fine for Empire not to maybe put on a lot of pressure, but they can't be falling behind in terms of gold and experience, because we talked about this before. In the late game, I think Empire match up perfectly fine against Secret, but it all depends. I mean, at that point, it depends on gold and farm on all the heroes. So,
And right now, at this point, it honestly feels like Empire aren't getting as much out of the map anymore. Kuroky's getting plenty in terms of his CS. And you see, Empire are more kind of just struggling to find ganks. They've been hiding in the tree lines looking for kills, unlike Simba, where you talked about the heroes rotated over. So now it becomes a game of what can we do in the next couple of minutes for Empire. The BKB's been done for a while for this gyrocopter. They got a kill on Kuroky. That was great, yes, but they also lost gyro in the process. And there's going to be a smoke coming out from Secret. They're going to continue to put pressure all over the map. They're looking for somebody. S4 is going to be right behind No Tail. They have the Earth Splitter. They'll have the Roar as well. He's got the Blink Dagger. They have the Scout Hawk as well. They're going to jump maybe on top lane. Solo's going to get roared up. There's going to be the Astral Earth Splitter, and you're dead, my friend. 3-2-2 indeed. He is done. He'll fall, and looks like S4 will be the one taking the kill. So we'll see. Silent head towards the mid lane with the Demon Edge.
Dire's top tower
He's got the
is under
Yasha.
attack.
And what else do we got?
hold on a second.
Looks like he's going to be picking up the MKB more than likely. Top lane S4 continues to go. Blink Dagger and Vlad's for S4. So not bad. Still might get bots next. There's going to be the TP coming in. Stomp's going to go. It's going to stop. No, Scandal actually avoids it narrowly. The TP timing was just a bit delayed. Silent coming through. He's got a flat cannon, or rather rocket barrage, this creep camp, and they'll continue to farm as actually Secret are making their home in the top lane, and Kuroky continues to farm. Mantis Style is done. He's got 1,500 gold in the bank as well. So now the choice is, or the question is rather, what is his next item choice?
Radiant's bottom
What does he go
tower
for?
is under attack.
So, meanwhile, yeah, it is going to be Silent going for the MKB, and he's not too far off. He's got to pop the call down, throw that up mid lane. He'll just try to farm a bit quicker. And it's kind of come to this game of just split pushing and farming and getting what kills you can. The early game was super aggressive. It was like a couple of heroes dead all over the map. The black holes were fantastic from Always Want to Fly, but that has since come and passed. And I feel like Kuroky's just saying, listen, just give me a chance to get to the late game, and I will do the best that I possibly can to carry this game for you. And he's done a really good job. However, there's a Smoke of Deceit gang coming in. Solo's going to lead the way. Are they going to have this popped? They do scout them out. No Tail's going to be in some trouble. There's going to be the Waning Rift. There is going to be a Dream Coil if they want to use it, and they will. And it looks like No Tail should fall here. The Rocket Barrage going in. They blow up. Poor No Tail. So he goes down, and a nice pick-off coming in from Yoki, who's on a mega kill streak. But that's not the hero they wanted. You know what they wanted. They wanted Kuroky.
And I'm back. So what has happened in the last
They smoked
minute or
up.
so that I was gone?
All right, so Secret smoked up top. They killed Solo. Solo and Empire smoked up bottom. They killed No Tail, and now they're going to Roche. That's
Okay.
actually, in a nutshell, that's all that's happened.
All right, so they are going to get up this Roshan for free. It looks like they might try to defend, but I think it's just too late at this point to try to defend this Rosh.
That Illuminate doesn't feel very good.
Dire's middle tower is
S4
under
going to
attack.
jump in.
Roshan
He's looking
has
for Aurora. He's out of
fallen
position
into
now. Fiend's Grip might go. He's got the Nightmare. He actually has no Fiend's Grip. He just used it. S4 is going to get Yuled up in the air. That's going to be by Yoki. The homing missile did go. Axes are going to fly. The Illuminate is going to do a lot of damage. No, it only hits on his Solo. Always Want to Fly. Going up to the high ground now. He won't find anybody as they've all made their way out of the lane. And so S4 with a bit of an aggressive play. You said, yeah, they probably shouldn't go for this, and they didn't listen. They went for it anyway. How unfortunate. Well, that's the Aegis now. Who picked that up? It was Scandal having it. All right. So we haven't talked about Scandal. He's got Aghanims. He's going for a BKB next as well. He's got his plate mail. He's got to sell his wand more than likely.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Eye of the Storm is at level 3 as he just hits level 16 as well. So, not bad.
'Tis mine.
Solo continues to farm top. He'll pick up a Blink Dagger. That's nice. 28 minutes in. Luxury item coming out for him as he's been playing the 5 position. And Enigma obviously getting the BKB and the mech. So he's actually up to a 2,000 gold as well. Now, this is probably when you'll see the pipe. I don't think anyone's building it for Empire. MKB now done for Silent as well. Kuroky continuing to farm across the map here for Secret. He's up to 4,000. What is the next item choice here for Kuroky at 4L?
There's actually items that he could be going for. Could be the Heart. I think Heart is the most unlikely choice. It's actually so hard to itemize as Kuroky this game. Because he might think of... I mean, you don't really want to go BKB against these heroes, but they do so much magical damage. Maybe he's just going to opt for the butterfly, and you also don't really want to make a heart because of Midnight Pulse, because then you're just giving him more damage, so... it's actually quite difficult to itemize if you're Kuroki this game.
Yoki, you did not need that Dream Coil, my friend. That was unnecessary at the very best. But at the same time, they get the kill regardless. I certainly would not want to be in Kuroki's shoes this game. He has the weight of the world on top of his shoulders.
There's just so many things to deal with this game. He's got the Fiend's Grip, the Black Hole, you know, the silence from Puck, the damage coming out from Gyrocopter, so it's quite a difficult game to itemize against. And, I mean, Yoki is also getting extremely farmed on this Puck. Probably going to see the Sheep next.
No tail. Fiend's Grip is going to go. Are they going to be able to kill him? Illusory Orb. The Waning Rift should fly, and that'll be the kill for Yoki. He's looking sick. And they get the free gem as well. Zillow's trying to TP out. Puppy's here as well. He is alone, by the way. Simba was thinking about TPing in. And he's lucky they didn't decide to dive that tier 2 tower, I think. They might have been able to get that kill, but... No. It's going to be the Heart of Trask coming out for the Anti-Mage. What do you think about the choice?
Yeah, I mean, he probably has to go hard just so that he doesn't die to these single target ults, but... So it looks like Simba does get the mini bash coming out from MKB to cancel his TP and doesn't end up falling, but... I mean, at the same time, you're just giving extra damage to the Midnight Pulse, which has 5.25% damage per second, so...
It's give and take. At least you have a bigger HP pool, but at the same time...
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I think he has to go this item. And we'll most likely see either the Butterfly or Abyssal coming out next.
And the problem is, though, it's just like the fact that he's going for tankiness means that it doesn't. I mean, Silent's not going to really care about that. He has an MKB. He's going to have Yasha. He's level 20. His damage it's already hitting close to 300 at this point for the Gyrocopter. And again, this is without all of the abilities we've been talking about all game. So you really have to hope that somehow Secret can get back into it. Maybe. I mean, Simba gets something, but Simba has nothing this game. He's got a Blink Dagger and a Maelstrom, but there is Aurora in the jungle. It's going to be on Always Will to Fly. The axes are going to go. The man avoiding BKBs. He cannot get the Black Hole off. There's the Blink forward. Silent is alone, by the way. There's the Sprout up, and Silent might be in some trouble. The Quelling Blade Kuroki enters the pit, but there's the Dream Coil, the Waning Rift as well. Kuroki's getting low. He's going to try to Blink one. Cannot make it out. Yule Scepter is going to go. That'll be on to S4. And Empire, Yoki turning it around again with great play. He's got Blink in 1 second. Will they chase this? They're going to go up. They're looking for Simba. He's TPing out already. But they've already gotten the kill on Kuroki, and that's a bigger deal than losing the Enigma by far. Oh, are we done yet? Nope. Fiend's Grip goes to no tail. I thought we were done. No, no such luck for Secret. Static Link's going to go, and Big Daddy's going to fall as well. And Empire, they're playing well, man. And I mean, Secret are doing the right thing. They're split pushing. They're getting kills across the map, but they're just losing too many heroes in the process of doing so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Really rough situation for them to be in, but...
And every time this anti-mage goes down, I would say their chance of victory diminishes each time. He's just a single core against all of these cores from Empire, and it's just so difficult to play in this game if they don't have an advantage. And since they're already behind in gold and experience, not an easy game for Secret. I mean, they can try to continue to split push, but then they're putting themselves at risk to being Blink Fiend Script or Blink Black Hold. And it doesn't really matter if they use these ultimates just to find a single pickoff, because, I mean, what does Secret have after the anti-mage is dead?
Oh, not much.
This Nature's Prophet isn't farmed.
Yeah, Maelstrom. A Blink Dagger Maelstrom. Maybe a big Illuminate Roar, but...
Possibly when he gets farmed, they might have a chance, but at the current point of the game, I mean, they just don't have enough damage without the anti-mage.
No, I agree
and
with
they
you
can,
100%. I mean,
they can just focus all their spells on AM.
This Nature's Prophet needs more. I think if he had more, then all of a sudden Secret have maybe a really good shot. I mean, Kuroki, I don't think he can 1v5 right now, and he's not even close. And he won't, I don't think, ever be close to that situation. I mean, even if he gets, let's say, like a Butterfly, there's already an MKB. Even if he gets an Abyssal, I mean, is that going to be enough? Even if he gets a Manta, is that going to be enough to stay alive in some of these engagements? I think Manta will help him survive a bit more. Or he already has Manta, rather. I'm actually losing it. Okay.
He went that second.
Yeah. That's... I've lost
but
it.
There's,
Guys, I'm
there's
going
going
to
be there's going to be the Hex coming out from Yoki as his second, or his, well, I would say his second item on Puckus. He got the Yules first and the Blink Midas, but second big item.
Yeah, that actually just makes it so difficult.
I mean, he's really farmed on this offlane Puck, actually playing a really good game.
That's what we saw yesterday from DK Phobos on Virtus Pro Polar when he played Puck.
I think he went for a
It was similar. He
different-
definitely got a Midas.
Yeah, similar. Was it Phobos that went Midas, or was that Mag that went Midas? No, Mag went
Oh,
Midas.
you might be right. I think it might have been Mag.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
He went for a very odd item build after that, though. He went for a Shiva's Guard, which I didn't agree with in that particular game.
Well, that was, I think, a rough game for them, but Axe is now done for Keep of the Light for Puppies, so he's got that going. He also has a Vitality Booster. Top lane, Simpa's going to try to TP away, and he will make it out, as Scandal has no way of stopping a TP. So, meanwhile, there's going to be the Fiend's Grip. Call down going, but the Blinding Light, that's going to be huge. Silent won't be able to hit his right clicks. Kuroki, he might be able to get out and will. Now the Roar coming in, and Silent and Solo in trouble. This could be the fight they're looking for. Silent's going to fall. Solo is going to Nightmare himself, but only to his demise. And that means that they will get the kill and the gem. 2 big pickoffs coming in. Kuroki stays alive. And that Blinding Light, Puppy being there with that ability, and of course not popping the BKB to get that off, was very important to making sure Kuroki survives. Actually, he does have the NKB. What am I talking about? It doesn't even matter. All right. I'm losing it still.
It's okay. So the Mjolnir is picked up on Furion, so Simba pushing himself closer to relevance, I would say. I mean, he's pretty much irrelevant in this game at the moment. He doesn't really do that much damage. He's not really a split push threat because of all of the... I mean, they can actually kill him with... There's so many threats against him right now when he tries to split push, so he's having a really rough game. Maybe I think he's gonna go for a BKB next at him, just so that he can provide some team fight damage and possibly complement the AM.
Well, they need something to work with.
Dire's middle tower
I mean, Kuroki is up to 4,000 gold, so he's going to be looking at his next item soon. Like I said, it's probably either going to be that Butterfly or Abyssal next. I would actually think he's going to go Butterfly. Just, I mean, it's actually such a hard call.
Even if he
Maybe,
there's still the MKB.
I mean, there's already the MKB finished, but... Alright, so maybe we'll actually just see an
Dire's
Abyssal
top
Blade.
tower is under attack.
That's it. Select grass done. BKB goes. They don't want to get stomped up. Now Malphite is about to fly and Puppy. Relocate in. There's going to be the Black Hole. Yulsip is going to go as well. Raining Rift. This Black Hole is not doing much to Kuroki. He's got a Manta out. Scandal taking a lot of damage. BKB is popped. He's trying to go to work. Big Dream Coil coming in, but the Mana Void just decimates that poor Enigma. But Kuroki getting Fiend's Grip. Right clicked out. He has to blink away. The homing missile's coming through, but it's still too far. And they will blink away with Simba. He'll TP out as well. A 1-for-1 exchange. Yule Scepter, that'll be up on Silent. He can't chase any further. Takes an Illuminate to the face, but he's fine. And they'll all back away. The first big fight in some time breaks out. Well,
that fight went surprisingly well for Secret, considering that they black holed the Anti-Mage and the Razor stole 224 damage from Anti-Mage, but the fight's still going pretty decently for Secret, you know. Only dropping the mid Beastmaster for the Enigma. I would say a very good trade if you're on the side of Secret.
they got 37 minutes in, and they're still somehow clawing out of this game. And again, they're down. Actually, they've caught up in net worth by quite a bit. There was a point where they were down maybe 10,000 net worth. It's actually very close to even at this point. 2,500 net worth lead. And the experience is even out as well. It's up to 6,000. And Empire now, not as strong as they once were, but at the same time, we keep talking about it. It's really just the Anti-Mage at this point. However, the team fights are starting to go well. Solo's going to get caught out. There's the Manta Style for Kuroki. He has the Mana Void. It's not enough damage. Solo's getting low. The TP and Simba wants this. The Nightmare going in as well. He's going to get mech'd up, and he might stay alive. The Astra coming through. Solo's still alive. Stop. He gets forced up even further. Solo's somehow still alive. But Kuroki gets hexed up as well. This could be a big problem. He's in some trouble. The right click is more than enough. Yoki gets the kill with the Illusory Orb coming through. Just too much of a chase coming out from Secret. They chased right into the enemy team of Empire, and now they're going to head to the Roche Pit, or at least think about it. They might be able to get in there and take it, or they might just try to keep going here, push out some lanes, and...
It's so difficult to Roche against Secret's lineup, just because they can constantly spam the spirits into the pit.
Mana Leak's going to go. Scandal really can't afford to move any further, otherwise he's going to get stun up. He doesn't get blinding lighted, so he gets pushed back even further. His mana's almost completely
Puppy
gone.
now has his Aghanim Scepter, so he's going to have that additional effect of always having his ults on and the Illuminate heal during the day.
It's pretty nice to have.
Yeah.
Pretty good ability at that point. I mean, it's almost... I think the part of the reason why people have been picking Keeper of the Light since the patch is because of the Aghanim Scepter, so... I mean, it's just too strong to ignore when you can get the farm for it. The heal's pretty damn good. Aghanim Scepter is done for the Beastmaster. We haven't checked the items of Secret with the exception of the Anti-Mage for some time. But it's about as it's pretty much where we left it. I mean, with the exception of this Axe for S4, I haven't seen anything come out in the past couple of minutes here for Secret, and really for either squad. The Assault Cross, like I said, is done for the Razor, which is fine. But
do we see any items on the Courier? It looks like Puppy does finish up a Force Staff, which I think he just completed.
Kuroki has a Hyperstone, by the way. I think that's an Assault Cross.
Is he going Mjolnir again?
I've seen Mjolnir too on him, yeah.
He's gonna go Mjolnir, I think. A Mjolnir. I mean, they already have one on to Simba, so that would actually be sort of confusing to me. Oh no, it is going to be the AC.
Yeah, I mean, I think he gets it because they already have one on the opposing team, and it's like an arms race. You kind of have to go for one. Meanwhile, they're going to jump in. Nightmare coming into the Silent, but he gets blown up. That's a huge pickoff. He does have buyback. They're going to chase this down, perhaps. He hasn't bought back yet, but there's a Mana Void. That blows up the poor Bane, and now Secret, they've taken 2 kills. What else can they get done? Sprouts up on Scandal. S4 coming in. He doesn't have Roar. They're going to jump it. There's the BKB Kuroki. Static Link going through. He's going to lose some damage. 56 already. 84 still going. The Stomp doesn't really do much. 112 damage gone. Silent buys back. They want to avoid the BKB, but very good for Secret to force out the buyback of Silent, force out the BKB of Scandal, and then back away hardly.
And very importantly there, Kuroki put his Manta Illusions onto Always Wanna Fly, and Always Wanna Fly had no mana for any of his abilities. He had to Soul Ring to get his mechanism off, and I'm not sure why they bought back on Silent. Maybe they didn't have great communication, but Always Wanna Fly was not in fighting position as he had no mana. And I think the AC choice is pretty good here. It's definitely better than a Butterfly, since the MKB already completed on the Gyrocopter, and it'll give him additional resistance against the physical damage coming out from Team Empire.
And Silent's right-click damage is not going to be as hefty, but still,
bottom tower is under
he's
attack.
got to be scared. I mean, Kuroki's been playing this really well. The only time that's really been an issue is when he walks up to the high ground or he gets hexed and he has like no vision. He just can't, like, he obviously can't manta out of that and just gets brought down, and they'll get a black hole or something off. It's just those things that you can't get out of that's been an issue for him thus far. But I mean, he's done a really good job of avoiding fights that are really bad, and he's actually just fought really well. Although he is only 4-4-0, he has 371 last hits. He's eclipsing the Gyrocopter by about 70, and he has the highest net worth in the game. We talked about, could Kuroki 1v5 or at least carry his team to victory, and it's not looking that unlikely anymore. In fact, they're looking really good. But Yoki jumps in, the Waiting Rift misses, S4 blinks away immediately, but the Dream Coil is there. They're going to use the Mana Leak onto Yoki. He's got a Jaunt away as well, but he's more than fine. He's just going to stand still.
Secret are just playing these team fights way better. I feel like Empire should be winning these team fight engagements, but Secret are doing a really good job kiting around these BKBs, not allowing themselves to get hold, instantly canceling these Fiend Grips whenever they come out, and not allowing this AoE composition from Empire to do its job.
Honestly, Yoki was doing so well with the Dream Coils early on, and there's not even really any BKBs. They're just kind of avoiding Yoki at all costs. They know that if they get coiled, there's a good chance they're going to get black holed as well. And now with Puppy having a Force Staff, they're going to be able to kite even further, like you talked about. So for Empire, it's almost feel like this is a really, really tough situation to be in, because they haven't taken a tier 2 tower or even a tower since like the 20-minute mark. And Secret they've already taken one tier 2 in the top lane. They're looking to pressure both mid and bottom at the same time. They can do so with Simba, who, by the way, does finish up his BKB, has 3k gold in the bank. And Empire, they're getting sick. They're getting sick of this stuff. They're looking for more, but they can't really find anything to work with. And in fact, they're going to get the Courier. Simba just TP's in, gets the Courier, TP's out. Easy 1,000 gold for his team. Hex up, though. It's going to be on to Puppy. They might get a kill here. Dream Coil is about to go, maybe. Yule Scepter is up. Stomp's going to fly as well. Puppy did get Malphite. Scandal comes in, Force Staff to the high ground. They might jaunt up here. Yoki will, but he's not going to chase this. And again, the kiting continues. Astral Roar is going to go onto Yoki. S4 wants to fight. Solo does blink over. S4 actually gets Homing Missile. Calldown's going to zone them out. Doesn't really do any damage. Illuminate hits onto a couple heroes, backs them away. And Simba just continues bottom. Scandal, Mana Leaked up. Stomp as well. Can they get any kills here? Kuroki comes in. BKB, but there's the Black Hole. Where's the Flat Cannon? Silent's already dead for 100 seconds. Kuroki's now going to man fight. Yoki Waiting Rifts it up, but is that going to do anything? Always Want to Fly. He's got Mana Leaked as well. He's done. He's going to fall to Kuroki. And that's going to be the Beastmaster getting the kill. Yoki getting chased down. There's the phase shift. Stomp might go through. He will blink away. Now Kuroki going further. The sprout up onto Solo. 3-2-2 indeed. Kuroki gets yet another kill. Actually, Simba getting involved there. And now they're going to head to the bottom tier 2 tower. And Secret. Well, 44 minutes in, and we talked about it. This is when the anti-mage gets strongest. He's doing some damn work now.
I mean, really unbelievable play from Secret. And I think a lot of mistakes coming out from Empire. The
Roar, Scandal. He can't afford to die here. He is in some trouble, taking so much right click. The Mandoki is going to go. He's stunned up. Kuroki can jump on him if he wants to. Right click from Simba. He's going to go down. The Maelstrom procs get the kill. They're going to take the tier 3 down bottom. They're going to take a set of racks here. Secret, they were down 10k gold. They're taking a set of racks. They're probably going to take this game. There is no buyback on Silent. And there's no buyback on the Enigma or on the Bay, but they'll be up in 15 seconds. They're going to go for the second tier 3 of the game, and they might be able to take a second Rax as well. No buyback, no respawn for 30 seconds from Silent. Puppy going to work, Kuroki leading the way, S4 and Simple right-clicking as well. One more set of Rax done. They're going to go for the whole kit and caboodle. They're going to take the Mega Creeps as well. The tier 3 tower top is going to fall, and Secret, somehow, they pull one out of the Magic Hat. And they're not done yet, but always want to fly. He's got no black hole. Kuroki's going to jump at the Maelstrom. The Mjolnir is up on him. Puppy does get stunned up with the Malefice. They are looking for this ranged Raxter or melee Rax down in this top Rax here. Empire are trying to defend this with their lives. It's going to be kind of tough. Kuroki's going to run back into the base. He's going to just cleave away at these Eidolons. Buyback from Scandal. Nightmare is up on Kuroki. They will have Fiends. Solo does take a hit from the Illuminate. S4 roars up Solo. The 4-staff back out onto Kuroki. Solid trying to man fight. S4 is taking all of the damage here. Flat Cannon goes. The stop, they will get at least S4. They blink further. Yoki, Yule Scepter. That'll be up onto No Tail. He has a gem. He, in fact, has 2 gems. There's going to be the Midnight Pulse, but he cannot get the kill. No Malefice. The Mana Void. Kuroki mans up, but he is alone. Static Link's going to go. He's got no blink for a second. He's going to get forced away, but the Dream Coil snaps and he's going to get stunned. Silent gets a double kill, but Secret are more than happy with what they've just accomplished, although Puppy should die on top of it. They've taken 2 sets of racks. You see, Simba is still pushing at bottom. They want to take all of the huts as well along with it. And the bottom Rax is exposed as well. The range Rax has taken a hit. The melee Rax is low, and they've taken the tier 3 tower. This is Secret's game to lose out of nowhere.
Yep, and Secret even now completing his Scythe of Ice, so... I mean Simba, sorry. And Simba actually having quite the comeback in this game. He was struggling mightily for probably the first 20 to 25 minutes, but able to find his footing. And, wow, Secret are just so good in the late game. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable to watch. They do this pretty much every game where they're behind like this, and it's amazing to watch.
It's not even just against Empire, though. It's against, like, every team that this happens, against the best teams in the world. They'll just be so far behind, and then just out of sheer positioning, it feels like, they just win the game.
Outmaneuver the enemy in these team fights, and it's pretty incredible. I think Puppy really doing a fantastic job on the Scaper of the Light, constantly being a pest to all the heroes on Empire with this mana leak and the blinding light, and it's proving to be a real problem for Empire.
We were so pessimistic about 20 minutes ago. I didn't know if there was any way that Secret should take this game, but
to be perfectly fair, I think if you say both teams are equally skilled and they're taking team fights that are, you know, taking like good team fights on both sides, then I think Empire should have won this game. But, you know, Secret, I would say, pretty much just outplaying Empire in these team engagements.
Yeah, Kuroki recalled in. He's going to go for Solo now, and he's just going to bash him up once, twice. Mana Void dead. Poor Solo again. Down to the earth. He's dead for 62 seconds. And Secret are just going to continue onwards here and try to secure this victory. They will jump on top of No Tail down in this Roche Pit area. Roar's going to go on to Silent. But what follow-up do they have? Refresher's going to go. That'll be from S4. Silent pops the BKB. He does have the Lincoln Sphere on top of him, the active. Always want to flies here with the hull, but he's not going to use it just for S4. All the meanwhile, top lane is getting pushed in, and I think the Raxes are about to fall, so S4 is leading them on a wild goose chase. Kuroki takes the top range Rax. Scandal now getting bashed hit. Now another bash going, but he won't get a second or third, rather, and Scandal just backs away, and Kuroki continues on with the melee Rax. Assault Kuras going and reducing the building's armor. It's going to fall, and that's going to be it. Megas are here, and Simba actually gets a kill in the mid lane onto Silent, who gets caught out of position. No buyback. GG is called. Secret take the game at 50 minutes. in an impossible fashion. Always want to fly with a frustration black hole onto Puppey. Can't even get the kill. Yoki's bashed up. What a way to end the game. Secret come around, and they show everybody who's dominant in the late game with a well-timed performance from Kuroki and co. Oh, man.
I mean, what can you say? They just outplay them in teamfights straight up. I mean, really well played, I would say, by the supports of Puppey and No Tail, using these supports pretty much to their fullest potential in the late game, constantly spamming up the mana leaks, the echo stomps from No Tail, and I mean, Natural Order just proving to be a complete monster in the late game.
It absolutely decimated the entire Empire squad, and that was something I didn't even think about. But Big Daddy, his impact was greater than you might know. Empire go down, their third loss of the tournament. Secret still undefeated, 3-0. They're going to look to close out this series and get an extra point with a 4-0 in DotaPit League Season 2. So stick around, guys. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a second. Again, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/DotaPit. Of course, we'll have all of your information here, and on Twitter, twitter.com/DotaPit as well. My name is Maut. With me is F4L. I'm a bit sick, but if you'd like, you can follow me at MautDota on Twitter. F4L is at F4LDota. And, of course, make sure you check out DotaPit.com for more information. Shout out to our sponsors, Twitch, Tessero, Sennheiser, Sapphire, and AMD. We'll take a quick break. Stick around, guys.